ugly inner city sweat hogs, hit the music.
Nothing serious, just a bottle of tequila.
It's a can. It's a grapefruit tequila drink.
Yeah, but you must be getting ready for that Worlds Collide because you're still stuck in that lucha libre mode because they like their tequila, right?
That's right. You're right.
They like the worm. Lolo Vice, I'm sure she has no problem bobbing for worms. You'll have to ask Damian Priest.
That guy's splitting her.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Off the Rails Wrestling Clash in Paris post show. We're going to review this PLE, and we're also going to talk about the following Raw. What is the aftermath of all this? Is it great, exciting stuff, or is it just sloppy afterbirth? Well, we're going to get into it. Here with me to break it down is Big Turk and the man called Matt. Let's go to it.
We called it.
Yeah, you called it.
I mean, they took her off the card, and then they gave us Nikki and Becky.
Yeah, that's not that bad.
Oil and water.
Did anybody notice that John Cena was in that match too? Did you notice?
You couldn't see him.
No. With that phantom kick, you didn't see Nikki trying to kick John Cena?
But off the ropes?
Yeah. She's trying to kick John Cena.
Well, you know, sometimes breakups are hard, and you never get over them.
Right? Holy shit.
Whew.
Right, Nikki, for that though. Becky wasn't in position.
No, she was not.
Well,
she was far away.
Well, that's the question. Is like both of them. I don't know. What a train wreck of a match. It was fantastic.
Well, and the kicker is Becky still did the whole like reaction in the face reaction to getting hit. Was she at 15 feet away?
Was this after she was concussed from how many times that Nikki was trying to plant her head into the table, but her head never hit the table, just her hands?
It's so bad.
I'll say this to Seth Rollins' credit. At least when he was getting his head thrown into the table, he was getting his head thrown in the table. So it looked legit. So kudos to, you know, how much I really like Seth Rollins, but Jesus, Becky, I tell you, man, she's Kevin Nash is right that she's holding on and has regressed. She's holding on what's left of that career. But actually, I still think that's a positive because actually this new turn for her, for the most part, I actually don't mind it. It actually makes more sense to me that why wouldn't she pair up with her husband?
Yep. And I think this makes a lot of sense to insulate her a little bit because they're starting to see her rustiness. And now she can kind of, join the vision and be kind of protected a little bit and maybe not have to wrestle as much.
What did you guys think of this PLE?
I enjoyed it. Could have used a couple more female matches there. The tag team match should have stayed on SmackDown, but other than that, it was a pretty solid match, or a pretty solid PLE.
Well, like I texted you after, I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. There was some good stuff there. Aside from the Nikki Bella match and Becky Lynch, that was really a stinker. But other than that, I had a pretty good time.
I'm kind of in the same ballpark as you guys. I thought it was a pretty entertaining PLE. It wasn't, I've seen better, but I've seen worse. For the most part, I was entertained. I thought the Sheamus and Rusev was actually my favorite match of the night, followed by a close second, John Cena and Logan Paul. They started the night off with a big one there, the OTC Roman Reigns taking on Big Bronson Reed, the tribal thief with Paul Heyman. I thought this was a pretty good big man, little man match, had kind of the right psychology. It was nice to see that Roman Reigns kind of had to always kind of come from behind, and I thought Bronson Reed looked pretty strong, some good psychology, some taunting, the pacing. There's some flashy moves here or there, some good drama in the match. And I thought Bronson Reed's performance, even though he lost the match, I think he still looked strong in it, especially when Roman was going to run and hit him with the spear. And basically he just kind of walked it off and walked right into the spear. I thought that was kind of a cool kind of spot. I thought the ending of Roman getting all beat up and all that was kind of took up so much time. The match was like almost a half an hour, and then it was half an hour for their ring entrances. But I don't know. Overall, it was a pretty good match.
Yeah, it seemed like the aftermatch was longer than the match. It was cool seeing Roman get his shoes back and choke out Heyman, then sign the shoes and throw them. And they should have just kind of left it at the spear. All that filler right after that kind of took a bit away from it, but I get it. He's got to go film a movie. Man, did Roman look like lean. I think this is the best he's looked for in a long time. Could have been the baby oil in Paris. They have better stuff than the Johnson & Johnson we have.
You know, they like their mayonnaise.
I thought the match was good. I understand why they did the extra stuff at the end, you know, to get Roman on a stretcher. You know, so like one spear from, you know, Braun Breaker wouldn't have been enough to put him on a stretcher, so they really had to work it. But yeah, it did go on too long, which I didn't like either. But I understand why they had to do it. I like Bronson Reed. He's good. Like I like his facial expressions. I think he's really good. He plays the character really well. I think the guy can move really well for his size. So I'm pretty impressed with him. Yeah, overall it was a good match. I enjoyed it.
Everybody knew that Roman was going to win. That was a foregone conclusion. Everybody knows he only makes kind of a few appearances a year. I don't think every time he goes away, they have to do an angle where he gets hurt and he's out for a significant time. Just say you're going and shooting a movie. Liv Morgan did that. She took some time away to go shoot a movie and then she came back. So just do that. Roman's going to be away. He'll probably be back for Survivor Series. He could have just came out on Raw or SmackDown and it's like, I'm going to be at Survivor Series, but I'm going to go for a bit. Like, this angle to me is pointless because then he's going to come back. Probably Survivor Series is when he'll be back sometime in late October. He'll probably show up at that October event.
I think Saturday night's main event is beginning of November.
But the point is, I don't think they need to do this each time Roman goes away. People know he's there with a limited schedule. Who cares? We don't need big stories, or it took up too much time of the night. Like you said, Matt, the aftermath shit with Roman and Bronson and Braun Breaker and Heyman, probably almost as long as the match itself and the entrances, and that's just too much. The Wyatt Six
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Versus the Street Profits for the tag team titles. Again, I actually, when the Street Profits came out and I was watching the Wyatt Six entrance, that music bored me so much I fell asleep, so I slept through the match. I didn't watch the match again. Did you guys watch it?
I wasn't paying that much attention.
I did watch it. Yeah, I mean, I'm always up for, you know, for some action from the Street Profits. I think they're really athletic and I mean, some of the moves are a little corny, but I think they're really good and they're kind of exciting to watch. Especially, what's his name there? The guy that's with Bianca.
Montez Ford.
Thank you. Montez Ford. I think he's great. I think he has a really good move set. I think he's super athletic. He really moves well. And I just think he's fun and exciting to watch. And he's actually really good at improvising. I think he's probably one of the better ones that I've seen in a while that knows how to improvise when something doesn't work well. So I enjoy watching him. The Wyatt Six is mad to me. I did a little deep dive on Bray Wyatt and kind of watched some of his like promos. And I realized that he's got some family members that kind of try to talk just like him. Is that a thing? Like, do they try to talk the same?
The guy that plays Uncle Howdy, that's his brother.
Okay.
Yeah, the guy's Bo Dallas.
Okay.
He did wrestle, but he's the younger brother of Bray Wyatt, who passed away. Uncle Howdy and all Wyatt Six, it was all part of a faction that he was doing before he passed away. So this is kind of him carrying it on. That's kind of the story there.
Okay, no, that's fine. Yeah, because like I don't go that far back in wrestling. It's been a while, so I just kind of joined.
What kind of deep dive was that?
Well, I was just like, hey, what's up with this Bray Wyatt guy and why did he die and what happened? That's all I wanted to know.
Yeah, no, for sure. The Wyatt Six, I think I don't see much reaction when they come out there. There's no really reaction. Street Profits, like I said, Montez Ford, they should actually add Montez Ford to the Vision, the Seth Rollins group, because the guy can fly. He dresses more kind of flashy. So he'd be someone that would mirror Seth Rollins. And the thing is, his type of wrestling and how he bumps and how he performs, that's what Jey Uso should be performing. And so when I was watching the main event with Jey Uso, I was like, you know what? Montez Ford should have been in his place. Montez Ford, in my opinion, I think once he drops Angelo Dawkins and moves past the Street Profits, I think he'll blow up because I think he has potential.
Me too. I like him.
I got nothing to add. I mean, I was kind of prepping supper during that match, so I wasn't watching too much of it. I don't really care.
Montez Ford, though, is the question.
Yeah, he's there. He's average. What kind of I don't like about the Street Profits is how excited Wade Barrett gets when Angelo Dawkins moves. I mean, I notice Wade Barrett, every time a bigger guy does something, how does a guy that size move like that?
That's true.
But he always says for Angelo Dawkins, and that's all you heard for like the Sheamus and Rusev match. It's like, man, these guys are super athletes. Of course they're going to fucking move like that. This is the new norm.
But he's British. The metric system is all effed up for those guys down there. So maybe that's why, like, physics, just he can't get his head around it. I don't know. Actually, I thought Wade Barrett was kind of the MVP of this PLE. Some of the stuff, like the cover-ups that he did. Nikki Bella's just ring rust when she missed by a mile. Like he was, because when like a lot of these botches were happening, he was trying to cover, but he was doing a better job than typically Michael Cole does. But I guess we can move to the third match of the night, and that's actually the Stinkfest, if you ask me. Becky Lynch defended her Women's Intercontinental Championship against the returning Nikki Bella. Now, I'll say this. Nikki Bella is a fox. She's looking good. I like seeing her out there with her ball cap, but I think she's just not up to par with today's women's wrestlers, and it showed in this match. It definitely, if it's not ring rust, it showed her basically her limitations because it wasn't a good match. These two did not blend well together, and there was this match, it almost drained the energy out of the crowd, and the crowd was rambunctious and loud and cheered for everything, but this is the one match where it got quiet. Did you guys see the same thing I saw?
100%. The vibe was down for sure after these two stinker matches.
I know that Nikki Bella entrance. I think that gets the crowd going.
Let's be honest, this match was a real downgrade from the match that we would have got with Stephanie Vecchier and Naomi. And the sad thing is that this is the one female match on the card, and this is what we got, when we could have still had a good match. We could have had Roxanne Perez and Stephanie Vecchier in kind of a match. They could have had a stipulation if Roxanne beats Stephanie Vecchier. If Stephanie Vecchier wins the title at WrestlePalooza, the first person that gets a title defense is Roxanne Perez because she beat Stephanie Vecchier. They could have done something like that and had a really good match, or they could have had Julia and Stephanie Vecchier have a match. Could have had this really good female match. Instead, we got Becky Lynch and Nikki Bella, and it was the shits. And it was like a 15-minute, 20-minute match, and it did no favors for them. I don't know, especially for Nikki.
Yeah, I agree. I like the entrance and her outfit, but as far as the match, that could have been on an episode of Raw.
Yeah, I think they should just interchange all these girls and just kick them out of there. Leave the belt in the middle of the ring, and then bring in another 4 or 5 girls to go for the IC title, because everyone that's in that vicinity of the IC title is terrible.
Yeah, because, after Nikki, we're going to get, Bailey being weird and possessed by her own freaking personality. She's has 7 personalities, and then we're going to get more Lyra. I have kind of a take here. We were kind of talking about it. Sometimes a wrestler can get really hot real fast. And I wonder if politics is kind of playing a little bit with Stephanie Vecchier, because when she came on the scene, she got really popular pretty quick. And I'm wondering if they're kind of cooling her off. And then you have both Becky Lynch and Nikki Bella. They have a lot of pull. I wonder if a little bit of politics played into this one, because it doesn't make no sense. You could have had Stephanie Vecchier on this card in a match, just, featuring her. I don't know why you wouldn't. Instead, this is what we get. So I don't know. I think there's some behind the scenes shit going on here, but I don't know. What I think they should do, since Becky Lynch is now teaming up with her husband, you guys are going to think I'm nuts going this route. Have Becky just drop the Intercontinental Champion. Oh, it's beneath me or something. Actually have her win the World Championship. Since Seth is the world champion, have Becky win it and have them to be like the power couple. If you're going to do it, just go out. Have her win the world title.
I would be down with you if she could wrestle, but I think her wrestling's terrible, and Seth is actually a good wrestler. And I know you say you don't have to be a good wrestler to win a championship. I get that, but it just doesn't make sense if she's a bad wrestler and she's paired up with her husband, who's a really good wrestler. To me, she'd stick out like a sore thumb.
Seth is good. He's not that good.
I think he's good. He sells really good, takes a lot of good bumps. She does not.
But also her dance partners are not good. Nikki Bella is not a good wrestler. She's hot, and she dated John Cena, and she was part of a twin combo, but she's no good herself. Like, let's look at all the stuff. Like, look at her. So
yeah, like I said, no one in that vicinity is good.
Let's go on to Rusev versus Sheamus in the good old-fashioned Donnybrook match. To me, this was the match of the night. I had a lot of fun watching this. This was chaos. It started a little bit slow, but I thought that was actually its strength. Just like a bar fight, very aggressive build-up. They use a bunch of props, tables, all kinds of treats, and the physicality, man. Sheamus, he's got to be highlighted more on PLEs than he is. And it's kind of sad because he's kind of at that age where I don't know how much longer we're going to have Sheamus on the roster. I wouldn't mind seeing him have another run with the title.
Yeah, one of the titles at least.
Well, one title that has kind of eluded him is the Intercontinental Championship. Give him a run with it after Dom moves on.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, it was my favorite match of the night as well. That was the best bar fight I've ever seen. That was great. I just loved how everything was all set up. You got the beer barrels and the stool set up in the chair in the bar, and they really did use everything that was given to them, and I thought it was great. And then both those guys know how to beat the crap out of each other really well. I loved it.
Well, Rusev chokeslammed Sheamus into the bar.
Yeah, no, that was great.
And then he had him in the camel clutch on top of the barrels.
It's a really good image. Like, that was a great shot. I'm really starting to love Rusev. I think he's great.
This was a match he needed. That's why I picked him to win, because Rusev is someone that you could throw in for a world title shot here or there. Like, he's not going to win it, but he's kind of like that. Outside of Gunter, he's another big Brahma Bull kind of villain threat to someone and to the title. So you got to push him a little bit.
I would have liked for Sheamus to win.
Clearly, this is not over, so they have the option to have a couple more matches, but if Rusev goes on to someone else for the time being, these guys could always revisit this. I don't think it hurts Sheamus at all.
I know, but he's never on PLEs, and when he is, he doesn't win on them. So it'd be nice to see him get a win. Nope, it was a banger.
Yeah, it was a banger after a banger after a banger. I'll just say, though, it was a great few matches that they had. Like, what they do, like they did like 4 matches, I think, in a row together, and they kind of flip-flopped wins, and I just thought it was great. I would love to see them fight every day. It was good.
But that takes us into our next match, which actually should have been the main event of the night, but I digress. John Cena versus Logan Paul in a singles match.
I liked it. I mean, Logan Paul's really come along as a wrestler. His last couple matches, man, he looks great out there. He's great on the mic. He's got a bright future ahead of him in the company.
Yeah, this is a really good match. I hate to say it, but I'm really starting to like Logan Paul as a wrestler. I think he is by far going to be the future of this company. And I'm actually going to do a video on it later, so look out for that. But I don't know. I just love everything. Like Matt said, he's great on the mic. He can play the character really well. The guy moves insanely well. He does shit that I didn't think you could actually do in wrestling. So props to him. And he really seems like he's putting the work in, and the guy, he's looking jacked every day. So, and then Cena was great as well. Did some kind of cool moves. It seemed like they were teasing some things with the moves that they were doing in the event there, but maybe we can get into that later. But overall, it was another great match of the night.
So I thought this was a great sentimental highlight on John Cena's retirement tour. Kind of blended old school moves with fresh energy. I like that. There was some really good psychology, the headlocks, the test of strength. It was really good. And this is where, again, the Logan Paul, love him or hate the guy is just a freak athlete. In a short time, like his presence, he gets the psychology, his ring awareness, like, you know, and you could tell, I don't know if the match was supposed to not go as long, but there was lots of talking between him and Cena. And I like how Wade Barrett's like, oh, John Cena's talking trash to him. And then you just hear him go, clothesline me. He's calling a spot. Had me howling, but that's John Cena. He's too verbal that you could see it on TV. It makes me think that John went along with the heel kind of run with the final boss and all that. But isn't it crazy since he's turned back to like just John Cena, how much his in-ring performance has gotten better? Arguably his SummerSlam match with Cody in this match, him going more to babyface and kind of his comfort zone, it's actually been really fun and refreshing, because that was what I was worried about him doing the heel thing, is like, is the fans even going to want to even boo him when he's on his last year of wrestling? Just kind of, I don't know. I guess I give them an E for effort, but it feels like they've wasted quite a few months of John Cena when they could have just had him like this and we all could have just had fun. We're only going to get 8 more appearances with John Cena and that's it. And he's done. And it's like, oh, it's too bad, because at the end of the day, I enjoy John Cena.
Well, thank you to Netflix. And now we can just rewatch all this stuff whenever we miss them.
Okay, well, this takes us all the way to our main event. Seth Rollins defended the World Championship against CM Punk and Jey Uso and LA Knight.
I enjoyed it. I think LA Knight came off as strong. He had actually quite a bit of featured spots there. Seth Rollins always looks great. CM Punk, he's in there too. Jey Uso, I don't think he was featured that much. Maybe I wasn't paying attention when he was on there. But it is his moveset I don't like. Everything else, though, I thought it was a solid Fatal 4-Way.
I'm not a huge fan of 4-ways, whether it be either gender, whether it's the men or the ladies. I don't know. I'm an old school guy. I like to see just 2 guys. Like, I love the match. You know, I just get more involved in the match when there's just 2 of them. There's more emotion. To me, there's more at stake. I just really enjoy the one-on-ones. The 4-ways, I don't really care much for.
These 4-person matches is that they'll take out a person where a person will be on the outside for too long and you can tell they're waiting for their spot. They'll kick him or punch him and then he'll be out doing something. And so the other guys have room to do their spots. Because when you do a 3-way, you can kind of get away with it a little bit where you get 2-on-2 a little bit and then the third person. And if you set it up really well, it can look really good. But with the 4-way, I know they want to open up the ring, so, you know, having 4 people running the ropes could really cause like a collision, but it looks goofy because some of the times, like, I'm like, well, where's CM Punk? He's been gone for 20 minutes down? Didn't he just get elbowed to the head? Is he still knocked out? And Jey Uso, to me, his moveset looks awful. It looks so forced. They needed somebody else, like a Drew McIntyre should have been in the match, or like I said, Montez Ford would have been perfect replacement for Jey Uso. He could have performed some of those moves way better than Jey Uso.
That's good enough. It matches his effort for the match.
All the guy does is like spits in his hand, yeets, and does super kicks and does splashes. There's no technical variety to him or nothing. Like, it looks really bad. Like, and even a match like this that's designed to kind of protect him, he still looks awful in these matches.
I think he's starting to fade. I gauged that on my daughter. She doesn't care for him anymore. So
Nice.
But I'll say this. I thought LA Knight looked really good in this match. He came off good. He got a great pop. Every move he did looked good. His off the top turnbuckle elbow, echoes of Macho Man Randy Savage, is fantastic. His facial and all that. This guy, I am so rooting for him. I hope they have the common sense. They gave guys like Damian Priest a run with the title. Just give even like a couple months with a world title. The guy deserves it. The guy, he's great on the mic. He's got a good flashy ring gear. He's got a good look, a good build. As Turk would say, he's got a nice body.
He's got a real nice body. Raz, would you say he's been snubbed from a championship?
He has been snubbed for a long time. Everybody knows it. The fans know it. Like, he's the one person, I bet you, if we went to like the betting odds, everybody wouldn't pick him because they know he never wins it. Jey Uso had a bigger probability of winning the title than LA Knight.
Yep. Well, if all you listeners out there are pissed off that he's been snubbed, just check out my video coming out soon on LA Knight.
So now the big twist. Jey Uso's out, LA Knight is gone, CM Punk is in the driver's seat, and you knew something was happening as soon as he hit him with the first go to sleep and the camera zoomed into him. You're like, uh-oh, someone's coming out of the crowd. Who's it going to be? Is it going to be a fourth member, Braun Breaker? And then all of a sudden, Wade Barrett's like, oh, it's a ninja.
It would have been funny if they were on Japan for this and he said that.
And so she hit him in the giggleberries, and CM Punk got frickin' foot stomped, screwed again by Seth Rollins. How many screw jobs has this been?
I don't know. I'm starting to think 2025 is the year that WWE just went for the balls. It's 3 main events that end with a ball blast. You had Cody and Cena at a chamber. You had the big egg scrambler at WrestleMania. This one was a good one. Looks like she got him in the gut real good and got that forearm in the balls. Well, after you go hitting the balls, it hurts your stomach. So you punch that stomach first, then go for the balls.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a combo. She knows what she's doing.
She got a little bit of duck butter on her wrist, no doubt. But here's the thing is, maybe this is just me, but I noticed when Punk was laid out there, it looked like he had a little bit of a wood going on there. So I think he was turned on from that low blow.
Well, I mean, I was.
Yeah, exactly. It was kind of good. So,
man, it's especially on Raw the day after when they had their promo there. Man, I thought they were going to kiss after she started slapping him. Man, there's some serious sexual tension there.
Well, she motorboated his chest there. I was like, holy shit, man. She's kind of wild.
I still wanted him to hit her.
Back in the Attitude days, Stone Cold was giving stunners to Sable. What's her name there? Chyna. Like they were power bombing them through tables and all kinds of stuff.
You had one of the Dudley brothers put up that old lady.
Mae Young.
Yeah, Mae Young.
80-year-old. Put her through
80. Yeah, that was an old lady.
It's looking like it's a setup for CM Punk's wife, AJ, to come out of retirement. And I mean, this SmackDown is in Chicago, WrestlePalooza. Like, it is leaning that way that his wife, AJ Lee, is going to come out of retirement and do a intergender match. It'd be like
that'd be cool.
The Macho King and Sensational Queen Sherry versus Dusty Rhodes and Sweet Sapphire. I'm going to say this, as much as I've taken the piss out of Becky, we all have taken a dump on Becky. To me, this at least actually makes sense that she is coming to help Seth Rollins. And I don't know, does this mean she's part of the Vision, or is this going to be a subgroup and this is not actually part of the Vision and it's Seth Rollins and her doing their own thing, and then you're going to have Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, and Paul Heyman in this kind of category? What do you think? Is this all part of the master plan? It's kind of interesting that 100-pound woman was the one that did it in the main event, was the big surprise.
I think it is smart for her to join the Vision. I think it, just like I said, it kind of protects her a little bit, and it makes sense because, like, you look at a lot of the other factions in the WWE, they have men and women, right? And this faction is lacking in the female, so it makes sense to have her join that group. At least have one woman in that crew, right? So, you know, like, because in that way other factions can fight each other, and you got the women fighting the women and vice versa. So you got to have that commonality. So I think it works.
Having her dressed like Seth made me turned on to her more. And when LA Knight went through that table, that looked like that really hurt. Like, he was down, I think, the whole match after that.
Pretty much.
Well, yeah.
All right, that will end the show. If you enjoyed this discussion, leave a comment, hit the like button, and of course subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything, and it helps us grow in this community. Also, this episode of Off the Rails Wrestling has been approved unofficially by Bret the Hitman Hart. Thanks for watching. On that note,
What I'd like to have right now is for all you fat, out of shape, Sweat Hog. Keep the noise down. Hit the music.